This is the 11th generation Toyota Corolla. Like the 10 generations before it, this Corolla is a sales leader. But is popularity a good enough reason to buy one?
In a word, no. Okay, here's more words.
A good reason to buy a Toyota Corolla is if you're obsessed with safety. Every Corolla comes with 8 airbags and Safety Sense P, an active safety suite that includes adaptive cruise control, pre-collision braking with pedestrian detection, automatic high beams, and lane departure warning with steering assist. In most other cars, those features cost extra.
Avoid just one collision, and you'll thank Toyota for making it standard.
Another good reason to buy a Corolla is price. Starting around $19,500, a base Corolla L trim includes essentials like air conditioning, cruise control, Bluetooth, a USB port, a touchscreen infotainment system, and a backup camera. With that, plus the safety tech I mentioned earlier, you could honestly get by just owning the cheapest Corolla Toyota sells. But at some point you might drive it, and that slightly changes the equation.
While perfectly functional transportation, the Corolla lacks the finesse exhibited by some of its competitors. I'm not going to complain about how it feels during cornering, but I am put off by how many corrections it takes to keep the car driving straight on the freeway, and the interior, it's not that quiet. The Wolfman is coming to get me. I guess that's more of a mummy sound, isn't it?
Meanwhile, the suspension does a reasonable job absorbing bumps, but ride quality is generally less refined than the Honda Civic and Mazda 3. In terms of propulsion, the Corolla's 1.8-liter engine comes in 2 flavors, original and frugal for the LE Eco trim. Neither one is a powerhouse, the raw power isn't the issue.
Acceleration is adequate for the category, but the real problem is the continuously variable transmission that delivers halting power delivery as it attempts to emulate a traditional automatic.
Spend a day driving a Corolla, and the continuously variable transmission in the Honda Civic looks doubly brilliant. One option, choose the 6-speed manual that comes on the standard Corolla SE trim. You'll sacrifice just 1 mpg in city and highway driving versus the CVT. And if that CVT happens to spin 17-inch wheels, it's basically a dead heat. Among compact cars, those numbers are good, but not great. For hardcore fuel sipping, consider the LE Eco trim that combines 40 highway mpg with an inexplicable 8 horsepower bump over other trims. Note, those EPA figures drop if you upgrade from the standard 15-inch to optional 16-inch wheels. For the record, a turbocharged Honda Civic sedan handily tops the Eco's fuel economy. Or hey, how about a Chevy Cruze diesel with its better than 50 mpg highway efficiency? Okay, enough about fuel economy. Let's talk about the interior.
Up front, there's plenty of space, the armrests are reasonably comfortable, and the seats are pressure point free, a hallmark of Toyota interiors. I am tempted to complain about the lack of adjustable lumbar support, but I do that in a lot of videos, so instead, I'll just let this freeze frame do my dirty work. Move back a row, and legroom is fantastic. Headroom is less fantastic, but still okay. Otherwise, the middle position is on the border of acceptable. This center armrest that's not included on the base L trim flops down unceremoniously to cushion your arm and cradle your drink. And this little fella might be the chintziest cup holder mechanism I've ever seen. Hide your shame, Corolla.
During its mid-cycle refresh, the Corolla's interior was updated with round vents, more legible gauges, and various material upgrades. The result is a handsome cabin with a soft dash, attractive stitching on select trims, and a clean, usable layout, but also lots of hard, scratchable plastic. From inside, the Corolla is undeniably an entry-level car, but it does the job. If that job includes carrying gear, there's a 13 cubic foot trunk out back. It's a few cubes smaller than the Nissan Sentra's trunk, among others, but the 60/40 split rear seats do fold, not quite flat, for hauling bulky loads, though the rear seat releases are inconveniently placed inboard of the headrests. Why would you put them there?
Before departing the interior, let's talk about the Entune Infotainment System. We like its simple layout and easy operation, but we also like modern smartphone integration.
While nearly all compact cars offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Toyota has no plans to follow suit. So until Toyota sees the light, you'll have to improvise. If you've got fancy tastes but a Corolla budget, higher trims offer niceties like automatic climate control, an 8-way power driver's seat, faux leather seating surfaces, a 7-inch display replacing the standard 6.1-inch unit, integrated navigation, and passive keyless entry with push-button start. Aesthetically speaking, all Corollas sport LED headlights, while SE, XSE, and this 50th anniversary trim boast a rear spoiler and sporty mesh grille that, as I'm looking at it, kind of has a Predator quality to it. Is that crazy? No, that's not crazy. Choose the priciest XSE trim with navigation, and you'll barely top $24,000. Couple modest prices with top-tier resale values, and the Corolla stands as a smart investment. In the sense that, compared to many of its competitors, you'll lose less money over the long haul buying a Corolla. To be clear, buying a car is rarely an investment. And speaking of competitors, they include the frequently mentioned and generally awesome Honda Civic, the fun and refined Mazda 3, the value-priced Nissan Sentra, and a slew of others. When confronted with this many options, it's tempting to follow the crowd.
But just because something's popular doesn't mean it's any good. Remember POGs? Reliability, value, and safety are great reasons to buy a Toyota Corolla, but if you care about refinement and road manners, it might be wise to broaden your search.